What is the simplest thing that you can do that always shows excellency? In my mind, if life is a dream, then it seems that the only thing that really fills in the seams is gold. So I decided to wrap this rose colored egg in my own homemade gold. And you might say it's not a big deal, but I mean, considering resources and how much time I have and how much of it I was able to make, I'd say that if you're keeping up with me, it's worth quite a bit. And I've made a lot of moves today. Basically around the home, which, you know what, sometimes maybe that needs to happen. And it got me thinking. All time leads to is a fight, just as no time polarizes things to hasten the discovery of the point. With all the time, the idea becomes to be wise with the point at where the subject of topic is received at both ends is the time, when time means no time. This leads the idea of a point, what is acute conflict, to the idea that all conflict happens in no time. What means that when the point happens with time, there is in fact no time, but the kind that doesn't time, making the point an acute conflict of why this time, if when a point matters, there is no time. Then with time, the matter of concern is what else can be done with a point as the point, making it a fight with the point in time. The point is conflict. But if you know how to wisely use your time, the conflict can be used to make additional points. And as we contemplate the points that we have made, it brings us to actually another point. Let me point that out really quick for you. Because there is one word in here which is important. And it's not necessarily the word point. With this idea, I am sure then that the coming across something polarizing like a point, there is always another point to be made, which will surely give to multiple types of points and many ways to handle points. I believe this to be used in many situations, real, imaginative, and psychological ways. The description here, an analytical base for the thought of a point, given a few recent conversations concerning good and evil and time, and the experience of something with lots of time, questioning its time and point of being, leading to seeing itself in no time, if it at all has any appearance of having any point, what attempts to see the point as making a point through as many of its points as possible, what sort of brings it back to the point of control, where knowing this point will surely influence all your future points that seemingly matter. And so that is how you make something like a point always have a point, even though the point is simple. It's the idea of truth, because truth is a living thing. Truth is the idea of control. And that's where we get this idea of a point. A point is something that is sharp, something allows us to see. And if we know all these points, then we can certainly take a point and we can use it to make a point by having something simple but in a much more grand way, ergo making gold out of clay. It's really not supposed to be something that can shine, but right here it does anyway. So that's been sort of the point of my day.